Nearly took life if you done no
I don't. Oh, go ahead,
worry.
Shanae.
Oh, you sure, Lola?
Yeah.
Thank you, sis. So for me, I don't know if it's what's already been spoken about,
Flow.
but for some reason I can't shake this gnawing feeling that he just isn't attracted to Clara like that.
Mm.
So
I feel that.
here's where my mind is going. What are these physical things that you all are doing?
Mm.
And if any of those things are ending in a climax for you, Ryan, I don't believe you're a virgin. And even if you were a virgin, you're married now, it's legal. Have at it. So to me, my thing is he wants to have a release and get off, but he doesn't want to be with Clara in that way because he just doesn't, he's not into her. Right? He's just not into her in that way. She's a nice person. Yeah, maybe she's starting to grow on him, but it just isn't there. And I feel like he could be just that devious to let her do whatever these physical things are that they're doing that he will benefit from. And this is why she's frustrated because she's like, now you got me over here doing all of this and you're able to get a release. And then I'm not, like, there's no returning of the, whatever it is that they're doing. It's not being reciprocated. And I'm up here frustrated and pent up and you're released, sir. And you walking around with this booty, he got a nice, let me be quiet. Clara is not having it. And she would like to say, if I'm going to do you, you're going to have to do me. But he doesn't feel her in that way. So he just can't rise to the occasion.
Okay,
You know what? I do kind of agree with Shanae because I still kind of stand by what I was saying last week. I feel like if he truly is, if they're just kind of doing the other stuff, but the main thing, he is using that as a backdoors, at the end of this 8 weeks. So, and it might kind of cutting on to what Shanae is saying is if he's really still not feeling her, he wants to have a clear mind, a clear conscience, because he did grow up. He grew up with pastors like, well, I didn't do this, so I'm clear to say I don't want to continue it. Because there's so many things he's hiding, but notwithstanding, why haven't they seem to get on, have a good kind of rapport. So why aren't they going the distance? It's not because she's not interested. So yeah, he's definitely, there's a reason behind it. And it's either as, this, backdoor because I want to get out of it for either he doesn't like her or for something else. I mean, why does he have this reputation of never having fallen in love with someone? That's the question right there. Why is he signing up for the experiments? That's another question right there. And so what is he waiting for? What is he looking for? What hasn't he seen that he's at? Who knows? But then hopefully it may unfold or it may not, because you definitely see that he's structured, because all his friends say that he is kind of structured and they think that should be a good way to open him up. But that hasn't quite happened yet. And you can see her frustration. And I wonder if her frustration increases, if that will continue to push him further away. So now it's like, who knows what's going to happen with these now? Before I thought he might crack after a while, but now I'm not sure, because I'm sure if she puts any more pressure on him, he's simply going to continue to skirt further away. And what, they have 6 weeks left?
It's a long time. Okay. I told Maria, guys haven't spoken. What you thinking?
I feel like I agree with all of you guys. Like, I feel like it could be any one of these things. Last time I said I think it might be, about the package. But here's the thing. Another thought crossed my mind of like, maybe he's trying to leave himself a way out in case he doesn't want to stay in this thing forever. And then it could be like an annulment, right? And I feel like that's very calculated on his end, if that is the case. And he does seem very calculated. Additionally, I am strongly inclined to think that I don't know if he's attracted to Clara. We see in various instances where he's kind of like picking at things that he doesn't like about her. Like even when he's talking with the guy, it's she drinks too much. When she's interacting with the other couples and everything, it's you talk too much. It's you don't go to church. It's you don't like. I don't think that he feels as though she is a good match for him. And I think because of his, conservative, strict background, whatever, he's kind of clinging to that as a way to be like, if this ain't gonna work for me and what I'm trying to do with my extra boring life, then at least I'll have an exit, that's less complicated than a full on divorce. And, that might be the case. But also, that could be the case. But I really also still think that he has something going on with the package because, like, how is it that you're still doing stuff and but you're not doing nothing, and she hasn't seen you with your shirt off.
That was a bit wild.
Shirt off? That's not even first base. Like, like you can see anybody's shirt off on the random internet. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't understand that aspect. So part of me is like, maybe he's trying to take it so slow because he keeps emphasizing, I want to fall in love first. I want to fall in love first. So that maybe she's not like, surprised or turned off from the fact that it ain't everything that she's probably hoping that it is. But that's it.
The longer he waits, boy, the more anticipation. He better get over it quick. Go on, Adra.
Facts.
Okay, so I've been trying to figure this man out. I have been trying to crack it. I'm like, what is it? Okay, so maybe it's not the gay thing. What is it? Like, I'm trying to figure it out, and you just can't crack him. But that goes to show you how controlled he is. So he may not be structured, but he is definitely controlled. He is controlled, and he is very strategic in the way that he moves. And the one thing that I'm thinking is that maybe he does have this like imaginary perfect woman that is never going to come his way. And that's the reason why he's never fallen in love. That's the reason why he's never said, I love you. I think he's waiting for that perfect woman. Because if he's controlled and controlling, then he probably has this image and this idea of a woman that he wants to fall in love with. And that's not Clara, right? So because of that, but my thing is, how are you guys fooling around and your shirt is still on? Like, isn't that going to get in the way? Like, what are you doing? Like, how is that working?
Depends on what you're doing, but yeah, I hear you saying.
What could they be doing, Kojo?
You know. Things that are not defiling the bed because they're married, so we appreciate them for doing it. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know. And then another thing I'm thinking of is maybe he just feels like love is such a sacred thing, and maybe his parents have this sacred thing, and he's trying to protect it. But at the end of the day, you're married. You're married to this girl. So you should be able to let loose, even if it's like a spiritual thing. I can't. Then again, I have to say, it only has been 12 days, right? It only has been, although it looks like it's been an eternity, it's only been 12 days. And sometimes when you're trying to be more conservative, you can hold yourself for 90 days. So if you're holding yourself for 90 days and this is 12 days, it may look kind of weird to us just because all the other couples are doing it. But it could just be that, he's just being overly cautious. So that could be it too. I just can't figure that boy out. I can't.
Kojo, can you maybe speak to this? Because I feel like as our male panelists, you could help give us some understanding. Typically, when a male is attracted to a woman, it's a done data.
Yes, done.
So if we consider that he was a virgin and all these things, and he wants to be respectful, they're married.
Yeah.
If he was really attracted to her, would it take 11 days to be intimate with her?
I don't think it should, but whether there's, I'm trying to also show some grace in it. So I'm wondering if maybe there is an element of fear in terms of being intimate on that level when it comes to actual sex. So for us men, sex itself, like the other stuff is actually quite easy because it doesn't depend on performance, right? But you entering in, doing full-on intercourse requires performance. Now, if your performance, he might be a virgin, that could be the fear. He might also be a 2-minute man. Okay, all right, and that could also be it because I refuse to accept the fact that he's doing everything else, and it's because he wants to wait because he wants to foster a connection. For me, that's absolute nonsense because you're doing everything else. You know what I'm saying? And you married on top of that. So it's not even. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to think nefariously about his actions, but because he's described himself as being a very calculated person, I have to take on board what you said, which is that you are plotting and planning, and you have another reason as to why you're not doing this action with Clara. So yeah, I'm a little bit like, bruh, either you a virgin or your performance is not that great, okay, or the thing is small, and you're waiting for maybe a bit more trust with Clara. You want to build a bit more trust so that if this thing does happen, you know how she's going to respond. You know, you want that safe environment, and maybe he feels that at the moment she's got a big mouth. I'm gonna lie to you because she just says everything. Whatever comes to her mind, she says it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't even know that he doesn't have a top on, but she decided to say it. You know what I mean? So maybe he's thinking, if I go to this length and I do this thing, you're gonna do me dirty. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna say something that's gonna embarrass me. Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out Nirvana as well for the finances. We appreciate you, girl. Appreciate you.
If they're already doing other physical things, though, wouldn't she have already assessed the package?
Well, that is a very true point. That's a very true point. Unless she's doing something else that doesn't involve the package. Well,
No, because she haven't even seen his shirt off. Like, if you haven't seen his shirt off, you haven't seen this off.
But they could be doing other things, just Winnie the Pooh style.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
it could
thinking.
be that he's
Groceries.
doing stuff to her, and maybe he's not letting her do anything to him.
There's a lot of speculation here. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that.
No worries. I appreciate that. I think for me, anyway, and I'll pass it to you ladies again because I'll ask a question, because I think there's also a flip side, which is that with Clara as well. But I think for me, watching him, I don't know. Every time I see him, I'm just like, bro, like the girl is burning, bruv. Like, your wife is burning. Like, you know, and you're talking about being a religious man. You know that the Bible, what it's saying about how we should, you know, we should make sure we serve each other, sir. Okay, your wife is burning up here, sir. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't, and I think Maria might have said it. Like, he's got a problem with everything. Right? I think Sinead, you said it as well, and that for me speaks to the fact that I don't think he finds her that attractive. Because he's nitpicking at everything. So, and it's early as well. So it's not even like he's waited. He's everything. He's da. So I think she's not necessarily his actual type. It's not his white woman type. And I think that's causing some of the nitpicking to come out the way it's coming out, because it's only 11 days, you know.